And for my low for today, everyone in my family is feeling terrible. By that we mean something is going around and we are all feeling sick from it, including me. Ah, boy. No, I just find it really funny that, I've been trying to build up, am I going to have, the turkey dinner or libs, for celebrating my birthday, and I can't even use either option right now until everyone else starts to feel better. And even then, it'll still take a few weeks, excuse me, before we can even utilize either option. I know it probably is coming across that I'm actually not having a great birthday celebration from it. And that's not true at all. I mean, I did do something small with Mom and Dad, so that's all that matters. Plus, when you consider the fact that when I turned 29, everyone forgot my birthday. When I turned 30, my grandfather ruined my birthday. And when I turned 31, it was a little bit better, but the morning started off kind of bad. This birthday has actually been the best birthday I've had so far. Honestly, the fact I'm sick really isn't that bad for me. I'd rather have this than anything else. So, yeah. Then again, you're talking to some guy. It's funny, I actually have depression, yet I actually try and look for, the good and everything else, I guess that's why the high and the act of kindness come in, right? So my high is a few rather unexpected things. Hot Ones Season 17 is coming out next week. I said best case scenario, it was going to be the week of the 20th that we get it back, but again, I was being too generously optimistic. But no, they can't. First Week Feast came out with the Hot Ones Season 17 hot sauce lineup, and okay. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I was a little bit too distracted with everything else going on yesterday to really pay attention to everything. But a few noteworthy things: the bomb is still number 8, of course. The classic, the classic in the red label, that's back. Los Calientes Rojo, that's number 5. Last Have Apollo is still there, although 9 and 10 both feature Pepper X and the Apollo pepper. So that's really interesting of note. Queen Majesty's back. I forget the name of the sauce they had, but one of their sauces, I think it was Scotch. What was it called? I'm sorry, but it's the one that Sean Evans really likes. He put that one in his Mount Rushmore of hot sauces. It's like that one, Torchbearer's Reaper Garlic. I forget the other two. But the point is, they're all, they all look like they're pretty good sauces. Apparently number 2 is supposed to be really, really, really hot from the get-go. So that's interesting. The Go Big show happened last night. I'll definitely be talking about that today. And, I still had a nice evening with my folks, albeit, everyone else started feeling, kind of sick. But that's nothing to be, worried about or anything. Nothing bad. And my act of kindness was I helped set up and clear the table at dinner. When we had dinner, I was we just basically had leftovers. There was still leftover chicken Marengo from Monday. And I probably should have taken a photo of the hamburger soup, but that was already technically leftovers too. And I'd rather give you a photo that's when it was fresh made. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The next time Mom makes hamburger soup, I'll definitely be taking a photo of that. But for now, let's get started with today. Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. So, the Go Big show was actually very, very interesting last night, to say the least. I mean, I guess I could probably talk about each and every individual act. The first act was the Dare daughter, who is an 8th generation Daredevil. 8th generations. That means literally all the way back to her great, 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 great grandfather was doing this stuff. And she's like the kind of Daredevil who was like going on like the ring and like going around, like in the inside of the ring, doing cartwheels, outside of the ring, stuff like that. It was crazy and very interesting to say the least. And then there was Bazoo the Clown, who specializes in, human tolerance and pain and such. Okay, I gotta point out what he wound up doing. He took like a 40 to 50 pound weight that was attached to a chain and attached it onto a certain part of his body, and then showed off that part of his body for the world to see. I'll definitely say this. I've never seen that before. Let's just say I'm glad that TBS decided to censor what wound up happening. Oh, goodness me. That was definitely something, huh? So yeah, the Dare daughter won. Now the next set of acts was Gladius and I want to say it was not Andrew, and this one Rubik's Cube guy. Now Gladius, like these two professional horseback riders. One is from America. The wife is from Norway, and they got married. Very wonderful. And they're like doing stunts on like horses and stuff. I'm like, that's really cool. Like really cool. But the guy who wound up beating them solved the Rubik's Cube while he was lit on fire. Legitimately lit on fire. Okay? Like, yeah, Rubik's Cube guy, he totally won. No questions about that, right? Let's see, the final two acts. There was the illusionist and the trick shot guy who threw axes. What is it with these? I gotta say, what is it with these guys on the Go Big Show who think they can do trick shots when they just wind up not doing very good? Or the instant that they miss, it's over. They're out. It's not even close. Really, the guy who wound up winning the third round didn't need to do much in order to move on. But what he did to move on was impressive. So, he's an illusionist, so, shuffle the cards deck. Has T-Pain pick out a card and wound up being the King of Hearts. Okay. Tore off a piece of the card and let T-Pain hold on to, the piece of the card. And he has T-Pain wear like a bullseye on his chest. The magician blindfolds himself. He has Jennifer Nettles throw all the cards in the air. And the magician has a knife he's going to throw at T-Pain that was going to stab the card that T-Pain picked. I couldn't be making this up if I tried. Needless to say, he totally got the card. But they showed off the scene that everyone in the promo has been seeing where T-Pain's like, is my pee-pee okay? Yes, everything that you saw in the promotional trailers, it was for that one. So, it definitely lived up to the hype, for sure. I'll take that all day long. So, all in all, we had 3 pretty solid acts move on. And I really love how these people are actually trying to promise that their next stunt is going to be even bigger than the next one. I really hope that's the case. I would very much like to see this. I mean, for all we know, it probably won't be as impressive as it sounds. But I'd still be interested in, seeing what's next. But yeah, all in all, the Go Big show has turned out to be pretty much better than this. Is it better than this? Is it better than the first season? I don't know. Because I think the way that Cody Rhodes described the winner of season 1 is while the act that wound up winning went big, the act itself made everyone else feel big. And by that I mean, if you didn't see the first season, the act that wound up winning was the Mexican cowboy lasso guy who brought in like his entire family and everything. Basically, they made us feel big emotion, big love, big warmth, big everything. Like, to just go big isn't necessarily the way to go. You gotta make your audience feel it. And so far, for what these acts are supposed to do, because keep in mind, these acts are only supposed to get to the semifinals before they decide to take things up to the next level, which is smart. Don't go too big too early. So, I think what they're designed to do is make us feel something. Doesn't need to be grand, but something significant. And then we can move on to the next one, which is smart. I like that. But yeah, Hot Ones Season 17 comes out next week. Was not expecting that at all. Couldn't be more thrilled, actually, so that's awesome. I guess the only other thing I can really talk about before I sign off is how my top 11 Super Bowl matchups I want to see are coming along. Well, I mentioned yesterday that they are done, and I was gonna take yesterday to really, tweak a couple things. But having looked at the list, I'm good with what I put on there. I'm perfectly okay with what I put on there. Like, I'm sure that if you guys hear this list, you're probably going to think, oh, it's cheating that he grouped a whole bunch of them together. Or maybe I would put this one above the other. Well, maybe you guys can come up with a list and see what you have to say about that yourselves. But this is my list. And, I feel that it's a valid list. It's not meant to be definitive. It's not meant to be all-knowing. It's not meant to be all correct. It's just how I feel is what takes priority over the other. And don't worry, you're going to see a few key matchups here that you're going to wish here's the thing. Every single one of these matchups I put on there, potentially you're going to be like, man, why wasn't that number one? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Again, that's the problem coming up with like top 10s or top anything lists. Like, coming up with like your first couple ones at the top and knowing what's on the very bottom, those are actually easy to do. It's like everything in the middle. Like, man, what takes precedence over the other? What would provide better content, better story narrative, better anything that warrants being on here to begin with? To be honest, I'm amazed I even came up with the list as fast. Because seriously, I worked on this list on Monday. I'm like, after 2 of the picks, I'm like, I don't want to work on this anymore. And then like the next day, I like, bam, pretty much everything else. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting video tomorrow, to be sure. And before I also sign off, we're getting Kid Cosmic Season 3. I knew we'd get it soon, but I didn't think it'd be this soon. But I'm not complaining. This is great. Kid Cosmic, baby. Right on. Like, favorite, chat, the subscribe button. Follow me on social platforms on YouTube. I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for today. I'm hoping a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Remember, you guys want to talk streamers, we'll be here to learn. As always, everybody, take care and make good choices. Have a nice Friday.